Hey there, here's Jan from Jovo, and today I'm happy to show you the newest feature we just added to the Jovo Debugger. So the Jovo Debugger, we introduced it last week, is our newest tool that lets you visually debug and manually test voice apps built with Jovo in your browser. So you see a visual representation of how the conversation looks like, you see what the language platforms understood, what intents were understood, and so on, and helps you a lot in understanding what's going on actually when you're talking to a device, for example. It also allows you to test in your browser by clicking buttons, and I will show you how we can use that for audio player skills in this video. So let's get started. So I used the Alexa Audioplayer template by Jovo. You can find it if you go to Framework and Templates, and there you have the audio player template. You can install it with the instructions down here. So I already downloaded it. I created a new project and I modified the code a little bit. So what I just changed is I added a play count here in database entry, and whenever a song, it's just one song that I'm playing, you can find it here. Whenever it's finished, it just increments the playground. You can find it here in playback finished. It just increments the playground and then plays the same song again, and that's it. And so let's try it out in the Alexa skill developer console. So what you can see here in the app.json is we have everything set up. We have my Jovo webhook ID. We have the audio player interface added to the manifest, and then we deployed it to the Alexa Skills Kit developer console. So here you can see I changed the invocation into audio player. We have all the intents here, and in interfaces you see that audio player is checked. So if I now want to test it, I have to run the Jovo webhook. So let's do that. Jovo run. Okay, now the development server is running and we can start testing it. And so the first problem is if I now do open audio player in the Alexa simulator, it's quite frustrating. So it doesn't work. As you can see here at the bottom right, it's an unsupported directive. So you can't test it by typing into your browser in the Alexa developer console, which is already quite tedious. So you actually need kind of a device to get started. And if I test it, Alexa, open audio player.
Hello world.
So that's a sample song, and that's basically it. So now to manually test it and to see if it increments the playground, which you can find in the database JSON here, play count is 0. You actually have to wait until the end of the song. And so let's stop that. Stop.
Paused.
As you can see, what the template does, when it's paused, it saves the offset here. As you can see in the pause intent here, it saves the offset and then tells the person that it has paused. If you've ever built an audio player skill, you know that this is extremely tedious and very, very time consuming. So what we did for the Jovo Debugger, we make that process a little easier. So let's do Jovo run. And so as a reminder, to open the debugger, you can just copy your webhook URL, go into your browser, and that's it. And it should show connected if it worked. And so I could still keep talking to my device. I could say, open audio player.
Hello world.
So what you can see here, it's inactive, but you can already see that there are some media playback controls. But the thing is that it wouldn't be in sync with the device, so you can't actually access that. So stop.
Paused.
Okay, so but what you can also do, let me just get rid of that, is we can also launch it from here. So what you can see here, it was just launched, and you can find that it's playing here. So it shows the song MP3 name that is played, and it shows the token here, which is the play count. So, and the thing here is to debug easier, you can also just like use the slider and just move it to the end, and it would show playback nearly finished, and then if you end it, it's just going to finished, and then that's it. And what you can see here, it also incremented the play count. If we go back into the database JSON, a new user is added, a Jovo Debugger user with play count 1, and if I now go back and go to the end again, it says play count 2. I could also just resubmit certain requests, so I could just click here on that button and it would just do the same thing all over again. And so and this is how I could test certain features that you can find here in the audio player block of your app logic. We have the audio player playback started, playback nearly finished, and it doesn't really do a lot, so it's mostly just logging. So if I like click on playback started again, it would just log playback started, as you can see here. But this is how you can test like certain features, like certain units of your app logic with audio player skills without having to play the whole song all the time and get sick of the one song you wanted to build a skill for. And so that's it, and we hope that we can make the debugger even better for you. So if you have any more feature requests, anything that you would love to see in the debugger, just let us know. Thanks a lot, see you soon.